Good morning, Dab Alert Nation. Back in town from Europe, just in time. Big ass community sale, right out the front gate, if you will. Gonna hit it. Probably do a lot of walking, burn some calories, because Oktoberfest was not great for the old belly. I'm gonna bring the spy glasses around and get a bunch of spy cam footage, maybe do some commentating over it. And I'll film as much with my phone as well while we're out there, vlog style, talk about what I'm seeing. Should be a good day. We've never not had finds at this community cell. We've gone to it like 8 times in our garage hunting career. So I'm just gonna get a lot of footage. I'm gonna be looking to buy stuff, mostly retro video games, of course, but really anything with value, anything collectible, anything nostalgic, I'm gonna be picking up. So let's head out there, 8:30 a.m. We got several hours of hunting, and we've got about 4 miles worth of community cell to get to. So let's hit it. So 4 garage sales in, garbage so far. Spy cam, annoying beyond belief. Might just use my phone, unless I get a big ass find. This is how goofy I look with the spy cam on. For the most part, Fanta wore it back in the day, and I would go up and find the deals, and then Fanta would just come up and film. It's a lot harder to try to wear this while also finding the deals, because you look ridiculous in these. We'd also use a hat to kind of cover up. I'm gonna try to wear them to get some footage, but again, it's obviously a spy cam, and if I'm trying to fish for people to get finds out, it's gonna really deter from my ability to do that. So I'll try to wear them up once I get stuff out, but I'm going to limit the amount I kind of wear them just around, unless I want to just get some footage. But here's a big ass garage sale over here. It's nice. I mean, you just drive like a block and then there's another cell like this. So I'm gonna keep going up. I'm gonna keep trying to get footage and see what we can get. So about 30 minutes in, pretty much worst case scenario, 1 million people everywhere, and the garage sales I have been to are kind of repeats of the last 8 garage sales. It's a lot of the same houses that just constantly have sales. This one over on my left here is one of them, and she's just selling factory sealed diapers and stuff. I'm just like, why? A, where did you get that? And B, why do you have that? Pretty gross. Because she's not like mother age. She's like a grandma selling factory sealed diapers. Don't want to do the logistics on that. But yeah, frustrating. Very few fresh sales, and the ones I've been to, no video games, and people are kind of, looks like a lot of people are trying to make cash. Usually when I put stuff out at this garage sale, it's literally to get rid of stuff, and I give it away for free, just to kind of save a trip to Goodwill, I guess. A lot of these guys are looking, I mean, I just saw helmets for $45 cash. That's a decent deal if you're out at the garage sales looking for a motorcycle helmet. But if you're out looking for a bargain, I'm not going to spend 45 bucks on a helmet. So the odds of him finding a buyer are pretty low. This garage sale looks quite interesting. I think I'll go up with the spy cam on, some board games and stuff, and some video game posters. So let's check this out. So I just got our first, didn't get a find, but found video games. N64 bundle, system, 4 controllers, 2 additional junky third-party controllers, and then 4 AAA titles. And really didn't want to sell it. He hasn't sold it yet. I offered him 80 bucks. I wanted to give him some cash that might actually entice him to sell it, but at the same time, and I explained this to him, the classic N64 is about to come out, which is going to completely shred the value of N64 stuff. You can already start to see it on sold listings on eBay. Things that were going for like 50 bucks just a year ago are now going for like 25, 30 bucks. So I explained that to him. I said, you know, it's N64, it's awesome, but I can't give you a ton of money. The classic is coming out probably this holiday season, and it's going to kill the value. He sounds like he's not going to take my $80 offer. That's, like I said, that's the best I can do right now. Garage sale prices for a system that's getting hurt in value. There was some games there. The biggest one that caught my eye was Mario Kart N64. Probably the best game you want to find on N64 right now. There's some more valuable games, like Conker's Bad Fur Day and stuff, but as far as popularity and value, Mario Kart 64, just every college kid still plays that today. It's still so relevant. So I'll let you guys know what he's going to text me back. He already texted me, so I have his number. We'll see what he says, and we'll continue to hit the garage sales. This one behind me has a bunch of toys, it looks like, so I'll head up with the spy cam.
You've got the gun in your hands, I know you've got plans. You should pull the hammer back. You could be on the attack. Girl, I know you'll take me down, 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 down.
Hi, random question. Could I just buy one game? I have a Wii U, so I don't actually need the system. But I'd love to just buy this one game. How much would you ask for it? Okay, sounds perfect. Yeah. Do you have change for a 10? Cool. There you go. Well, I was gonna ask, you had these steering wheels. Did you have Mario Kart by any chance?
I did, but I couldn't find, when I was getting everything ready, I couldn't find the disc.
No idea where it went. Okay.
But I don't know.
Okay, that would make sense, but yeah, we can't check that without a power source.
I know, I should have checked it before I unplugged it all, but I didn't.
Okay, well, cool.
So
This is
somebody may
perfect
get a
then.
surprise, yeah.
All right. Yeah, bonus. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Hello. Oh god, all the Twilight movies. How much were you asking for the Blu-rays? Did you have a price in mind?
For the what?
The Blu-ray movies?
$1.
Okay, cool. I'll pick up 2 of them then. Random question, do you have any like old video games
I don't.
or anything like that? Okay, cool. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe you have this movie. I'm so excited right now. American Psycho. Unbelievable. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Never even opened it. Did you ever watch it?
I have never seen it.
Oh man, it's not a creepy serial killer movie like a lot of people think.
It's not.
No. It's kind of a commentary on like greed and Wall Street in the 80s. And vanity. Here's $5 for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So the day took a nice little positive upturn immediately. 3 Blu-rays, 3 movies I actually enjoy a lot. I'll talk about those in the pickup recap. On top of Mario Party 8 for the Wii, a game that I actually have 2 copies of already, but the value is pretty incredible as far as Wii games go. For whatever reason, that Mario Party game has it, so that's a great buy either for trade-in or eventually to sell on eBay. So we'll see what happens. I had to put my phone down because I'm about to go to these sales. I don't want to look like I'm like filming them ahead of time. So we'll see what I end up doing with that. Condition solid. Mario Kart would have been awesome, but that goes to show you with garage sales, you can have an awful day and then snap your fingers and 2 back-to-back finds. If I find nothing else today, I'm going to be decently satisfied with what I got. Those Blu-ray finds just super exciting for me. Let's keep going though.
There, do you have
Okay.
a 5? Or maybe,
So I
oh,
do.
here's a 5. There we go.
Yeah, but like I said, I had all this stuff in storage, you know? What was I going to do with it?
Right. Well, if you sold the valuable cards, I don't know, man.
I sold some of them, but there's still a few. There are still a few cards in there that are worth some money.
Like I said, I'd probably pop it onto eBay still.
Well, I have sold some of them on eBay, but at this juncture, at this point, I just need the space more than I need the money.
Sure.
Really, so
It's really cool that I like that initially Magic, the lore was like real life stuff before it went into like kind of nonsense.
yeah. They just spun out of control.
Like
and
you
I
said
got
with Arabian Nights, like that's a real like planet Earth type thing.
Yep.
This original sacrifice card is crazy. They still have that card today.
Yeah, I actually I enjoyed playing. It got to, and I loved collecting it.
So it goes to show, you never know what you're gonna find at garage sales. Magic the Gathering revised and Arabian Nights sets from literally 1994, like when the game first came out. Really cool to see that. Probably just with commons and probably some value there. The guy even said he sold the valuable cards or the super valuable cards, but he said there's probably plenty of cards there in the $5 to $10 range. I have absolutely no interest in ever buying Magic the Gathering again. Infamous me and Phantom moment from a couple years ago. We bought boxes and boxes and boxes of Magic from a garage sale. They said they had gotten it from a storage unit. They were old. We got all excited. Literally every single valuable card had already been removed. So we just had boxes and boxes and boxes of commons. I gave them to Fanta. Fanta does a lot of like drafts and stuff where he needs a lot of those like thousands of cards. So I had no issue just like handing them to Fanta. Said, here you go, enjoy. And just gave away my money. But that was one of the more heartbreaking finds because we thought we were onto like, we were naive and stupid and young, but we thought we were onto like the biggest Magic the Gathering find ever, just because they were old. They were from a storage unit, and there was literally thousands. So we're like, how could there not be valuable cards in here? Well, whoever put them in the storage unit obviously removed all the valuable stuff ahead of time. Probably a store or something putting their bulk in a storage unit and then foreclosed on it. So really cool to see that stuff though. Like I said, I didn't buy anything, but it's sometimes going to garage sales is almost like going to a museum for free. And then when you're at a community garage sale like this, it's just one after the other. So I've seen some really cool stuff. Talked to a lot of people, have not gotten a lot of finds. The N64 lot is going to be a no. He said he's not interested in $80. He's going to want close to retail, which you'd be insane to pay that on N64 today. I think $80, like I would probably take that deal. I mean, $80 for an N64 with some good games, with the classic coming out in a couple months. For me, that was a fair offer, specifically at a garage sale, without him having to do any work, any risk. Didn't take it. That's cool. He can go, I guess, try to sell it on eBay, but he's gonna have trouble with that market right now. I was gonna put it on the bookshelf because the N64 takes a big dump value-wise today, doesn't mean it's not going to recover in a couple years. Collectors are never going to want the plug-and-play version. They're going to want the classic stuff. So don't give up on stuff just because the value's bad today. It's always going to bounce back for those classic Nintendo things. So we got a big-ass sale right here. Look at all those shoes. Holy shit. Be in love. Unironically, just bought that for $15 just to put in the game room on the shelves. Kind of a staple of the 90s. I'll show you in the pickup video, as I keep saying, much more clearly. But kind of a big toy in the 90s, along with like Beanie Babies and Tamagotchis. So any like 90s game room, it's a good fit for it. Factory sealed. $15. They wanted 20. 15 was literally as high as I was going to go. They're not terribly valuable. Some of them can be, but this one's definitely from the late 90s, and it definitely has like the KB Toys price tag for $35, which is really cool to see. $35 in the 90s, that's pretty crazy that people were buying these things. I don't even know if it still works, but I'll show it to you guys in a few minutes. What is going on, Low Gang? Finally had to call it a day. My balls was hot. It was getting up to like the low 80s. So I was starting to sweat, getting a little bit ridiculous. And a lot of the sales starting to close up. Now it's 11 a.m., so people are starting to hit the road. Decent day, not great, but solid. I'll talk to you about some of the misses and some of the hits I had. I'll start off with a couple finds from a month ago before I went to Europe. Went garage selling, had a couple pretty cool finds and not enough for a video, so I just set them aside. Went to a sell, someone was actually moving out. No video games immediately, but I looked around a little bit, and inside of this old ghetto, like massive, like China cabinet, entertainment center type thing, was a PS1 game, and she wanted $3 for it, random ass price, but I gave her $3, no questions asked, and that was Command & Conquer Red Alert on PlayStation 1. Complete, one of my favorite PC games. I never think of RTSs on consoles. Has some value for $3. Was not going to leave it there. No questions asked. Schlocky cutscenes, campy, cheesy cutscenes that are really fun, and some really fun combat. Red Alert obviously is a Cold War era game, I believe. Like the Russians and the United States go to war. Some really silly, fun cutscenes. I played it a lot as a kid, so I'll have a kick out of playing it now. Just to see some of those old cutscenes. And then the Blu-ray I got for $1, Boondock Saints 2. Only seen this movie like once. I've seen the first one like 8 million times, but I remember the second one not being too bad. So we'll get into the finds I had today. I had some stuff off camera, but the one find I did have on camera, Mario Party 8. No brainer. If you see a Wii lot, this should be one of the first games you're looking at. Solid ass value, sells really quickly, nice condition, and as always, she was kind of overpricing the Wii lot, but underpricing the games. It's just the same story I've heard a million times at garage sales. People want $80 for Nintendo Wii with a stack of games, and then they want $1 for the one game that actually has value. So if that's what they want, I'll be there to offer that to them. But I don't know who's going to be buying the Nintendo Wii for, I think she wanted $75 originally for it, which is absolutely absurd. But a fun party game. I'm going to be picking up the new one on Nintendo Switch. Hopefully Black Friday. Nintendo needs to have some good deals this year. They had a couple games on sale last year on Black Friday, but this year they need to come out of their shell and have some of these games that I'm kind of on the fence about for like $40, and I'll go pick them up. I'm going to be doing a ton of Black Friday content this year, as we always do. Usually Fanta does it, but I'm sure he's not going to do it this year. I'm going to take over and probably do 3, 4, 5 videos just on deals, TVs, gaming. So stay tuned for those. I'll bring you guys basically what I'll be getting and what's a good deal and why it's a good deal. Blu-rays, gave her $5 for these. She only wanted 3, so I did overpay, but I didn't want to wait for the change. I wanted to get back in my car and hit the road. And a couple of these movies are factory sealed. The most excited movie I've seen on Blu-ray. Very excited to see this, factory sealed. This is one of the like 5 I've been like really looking forward. One of my favorite films of all time. If you haven't seen it, you just have to see it. As I explained to the woman, it's really not about a serial killer. It's not a horror movie. It's just about kind of 1980s vanity on Wall Street, and some of the scenes are just hysterical, super quotable, and just very memorable. How vain and how self-absorbed these people are, and it's really kind of an accurate portrayal of a lot of these Wall Street yuppies in the 80s that just had, you know, companies handed to them, had millions of dollars handed to them. Another really good movie, really excited to see this, The Prestige. It's kind of fun nowadays to make fun of Christopher Nolan. A lot of people talk shit about him. I don't know why. I think he's a great filmmaker. And The Prestige, one of his better movies, really cool twist ending. It does kind of fly off the rails a little bit towards the end with some of the science fiction, but some of the twist endings, very hard to predict with these magicians, how they're pulling these tricks off. And then the beginning of the movie is really fun when they're just kind of fucking with each other, screwing over each other's different magic tricks by being the like guests in the audience and sabotaging each other. That part was really fun. This film, The Wolverine, I just got X-Men Origins Wolverine on Blu-ray a week ago, so excited to see this. I don't know how much I like the actual film, but I really enjoy the World War II Hiroshima opening. That scene's really memorable. Same thing with X-Men Origins Wolverine. The film was kind of forgettable, but the intro was great. Super watchable, super rewatchable. I'll watch this again. I know it's supposed to be like kind of honest to the comic books. A lot of people supported that, but I just remember it being kind of schlocky. Don't know too much about it. So that is it for the Blu-rays. Getting into this Lego set for $4. Always looking for Legos when it's convenient. You can also get tied up if you buy these at garage sales with just pieces and stuff. This guy said a couple pieces are broken from shipping. That's fine. The most important thing was that the minifigures are in here. So for $4, I got whatever 6 minifigures or 5 minifigures, including Superman and General Zod. So a decent value for $4 there. I don't keep Legos. I give them to my friend that collects them. I really want to do a video in his room. His Lego collection is one of the most amazing I've ever seen. Easily $5,000 to $10,000 worth of Legos, including like the valuable one-off sets that like the special editions. I don't know what to call them. But he's got like stands and stuff for him. Amazing collection. I really want to do a video in his room one of these days. Last but not least, this Furby. I'll be putting this on the game room shelves just as kind of a 90s nostalgia piece. It is from the late 90s. I don't know if you guys can see the timestamp. KB Toys price tag for $35 and solid condition. Definitely not incredibly valuable, but for me a good buy. Factory sealed for $15. Look for the value to go up on that probably over the years. And as I said, I'm not trying to sell it. I'm not trying to make money on it. It's just going to sit on the game room shelves as a really cool, centerpiece to talk about for anyone that was born in the 80s or 90s, grew up with these Furbies. Most people hated them. Some people did enjoy them as little like pets. I was really annoyed by them as a kid, but it is kind of a fun childhood memory for me to look at nowadays. So that is it for the garage sale finds. Let me know in the comments section what format you guys want me to do for these garage sales. I can try to spy cam everything. I can go up to sales, get a deal, and then turn on the spy cam and come up. But overall, it's pretty difficult to do alone. It's really easy when me and Fanta did it together. One person scouts and one person comes up and films once the deal is presented. Really easy. So hopefully I can get back to that. Maybe I can get someone else to come out if Fanta's not going to want to continue yard selling. Don't blame him for doing that. Like if he came out with me today, there just wouldn't be enough meat on the table. I consider this a good day for me because I was out for 1 hour. It's not like I wasted any time really. Or I was out for 2 hours. Did miss an N64 lot. One of the first houses I drove by, there was too much parking, too much clutter on the street, so I kept driving. I came back by on my way home, and she had sold 9 Nintendo 64 games for $1 a piece. So I'm wondering what those were and what I missed out on had I stopped, 3 hours before. Goes to show you guys, never skip garage sales, always stop at them. But I am out. Leave a thumbs up on the video, please. Check out my Twitch. I'm just starting to do it again. I took about a month off. You can see a lot of stuff like this. I'm gonna die because my controller died. I'm gonna die because my controller died. Yeah, Twitch, a lot of fun. The only problem, the reason I stopped for a while is because it does prevent me from playing in 4K. But I'm gonna start doing it again. It's been a lot of fun. People, especially my coworkers, have been loving the content. Me smashing controllers and saying horrific things under my breath. So thank you guys for watching. I'll be back with another video, hopefully midweek. Later.